Minecraft is a game, and what does every good game have? Weapons. That's right, every good game has weapons, and Minecraft certainly does not disappoint in its selection of weapons. But with so many weapons, some are bound to be worse than others. That's why I had the nice idea of ranking them. According to the Minecraft wiki, there are 25 weapons that I've been able to discern from it. So what makes a good weapon? Well, first of all, the weapon has to be good, as in how much damage it deals and its attack speed. Second of all, the weapon has to be fun to use. For example, I would consider a mace fun because it's fun to hit mobs from up in the sky. And third of all, the weapon needs to be cool, because a weapon isn't good unless it's cool. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. The fist. Yes, I'm counting the fist as a weapon, because it deals 1 heart of damage, and therefore can be considered for the ranking. Now what's so good about the fist? Nothing. That's why it's in last place. I don't think you're likely to kill anyone by just using your fist, though you can certainly try. What else is there to say? Get a proper weapon. Stop using your hands. Fire charges. Now you may be thinking, what's so bad about fire charges? They make fire. That can damage people, you know. Well, let's switch our game mode to survival mode. Let's destroy this fire. And let's use a fire charge. And as you can see, it is gone forever now. It is a one-use item. This automatically makes it worse, since the fire only covers 1 block. There is a much better weapon coming up later that can do this, but many times, but we'll see that later. And the fire is already extinguished. I don't see any use to the fire charge. It can spawn in fire, but it only has 1 use, so that puts it in second last place. Eggs. You can throw eggs, they act as a projectile. They even deal damage, but it's a minimal amount, and the best part is, they can spawn a baby chicken. A 1 in 8 chance for every throw. If eggs dealt more damage, I would like them better, but they act as a decent projectile at least. I'm sure they weren't intended as a weapon, or maybe they were because they appear in the combat section of the creative inventory. In this game, you can't make an omelette, but you can definitely make a dead mob using an egg. The anvil. The anvil can obviously deal a lot of damage. For example, if I dropped it on this creeper, well, you can see that it dies in 2 hits, but the anvil deals more damage the higher it falls from. So now if I were to drop an anvil on a creeper, you could see that it dies immediately. So the anvil deals a lot of damage. So why am I ranking it this low? Well, you see, it's kind of hard to drop an anvil onto an enemy and aim it right, especially since they'll be moving. So yes, it is powerful, but your target needs to be stationary, and if they are stationary, why not just use a sword to finish them off or something? I don't even think an anvil is an intended weapon, because you're meant to use it for repairing tools and renaming them. But in the end, it worked out, didn't it? Snowballs. Why are snowballs higher than eggs when they practically achieve the same thing? Well, it's because of one reason. Snowballs deal extra damage to blazes. They deal 3 hearts of damage on each hit on the blaze, and as you can see, we've already killed it, which makes snowballs actually a good weapon against one of the mobs in the game. And solely because they're good against blazes is why I'm putting snowballs above eggs. Wind charges. Wind charges can propel you up, but they can also propel other people and hostile mobs up. Well, I guess any mob can be affected by it, I guess. They deal damage, obviously, and them knocking mobs up can make them easier to hit while they're up in the air, I guess. Plus, they also have a great synergy with the mace. This one was kind of hard to rank because it relies on your other weapons more than other stuff in the game. So I think 20th is a good place for it. Where would you put it? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate every comment I get. Even the mean ones. Respawn anchors. A respawn anchor is kind of in this weird spot where it's very powerful, but it's also very expensive. Now, it can obviously blow up if it's in a dimension that is not the Nether, and it forms a very big explosion. But I have two problems with the respawn anchor that stop it from being any higher. First of all, it is very expensive to craft, and even after crafting it, you have to charge it up with glowstone, which takes time. And the second reason is a more personal one. When I play on multiplayer servers on, like, PvP arenas, I do not like people constantly spamming respawn anchors to blow everyone else up. I think it is more fun and engaging to actually have to deal damage to people to kill them, instead of killing them in one shot. Yes, respawn anchors are powerful, and they are cool, but they are not fun. They are not fun at all. And sometimes too much power is a bad thing. You could have probably guessed that since I put the respawn anchor at 19th that this was coming. End crystals. Well, guess what happens when you hit an end crystal? A big explosion happens. It is somewhat better than the respawn anchor because you don't need anything to charge it. And it doesn't break any blocks, so that will help out your builds and let you kill stuff without breaking anything. Plus, it also explodes in all 3 dimensions. However, it does have the disbenefit of being a weapon that kills everything in basically one shot. It's obviously a bit weaker than respawn anchors, so that's good. And I'm so sick of people spamming this stuff on PvP servers. So by now, you should know that I do not like things that explode and can kill everything quickly. So what is the logical next ranking for me? Well, for this, we're going to need to build a nether portal. Although I guess we could also build an end portal, since what is coming next on the ranking can explode in both. I've just spawned in the end and I'm in an end stone box. If you guessed beds were in 17th place, you would be correct. So the way Minecraft works is that there is a day and night cycle. At night time in the overworld you can sleep. However, there is no day or night cycle in the nether end, so when you right click on a bed, it explodes because that's what Mojang came up with. So for example, if I explode it now, it explodes, and as you can see, it is very deadly. Now then, the dragon has just landed, so we're going to try and explode it with the beds, and that is a popular speedrunner strategy. So why is it above respawn anchors and end crystals? Well, first of all, it's iconic to Minecraft. And second of all, since most PvP servers are in the overworld, it means I won't have to worry about beds like the other two things as much. Tipped arrows. There are certainly some good tipped arrows, like tipped arrows of harming, which will actually deal a decent amount of damage to mobs. However, there are a lot of these tipped arrows, and since they count as one segment of the ranking, I have to rank them all as one. And that means we have to include the tipped arrows of leaping, and the tipped arrows of healing, for example. There is no reason why you would use a positive arrow effect. That's why splash potions exist, which we'll see later in the ranking. But then you may be thinking, what if I have a friend and I want to shoot a tipped arrow of healing or something at them to give them a positive effect? Well, arrows deal damage, so you're just damaging them at the same time. So there are certainly some good tipped arrows, but unfortunately a majority of them are bad. So that is why I'm putting it around the middle of the ranking. Later is now, everyone. Later is now. We have the splash potions. So let's take the splash potion of poison or something. And this spider can be our lucky contestant.
on the poison show, in which we poison one hostile mob. And if we throw the splash potion, the spider is poisoned. Actually, I don't think spiders can be poisoned. So our next contestant on the poison show is this creeper. And if we throw the splash potion of poison at it, we can see that it is burning up with poison right now. And that is how splash potions work. When you throw them, a player or mob gets the effect. Unfortunately, well, we run into the same problem where you wouldn't really use the positive ones. You would just have a regular potion that you drink yourself instead, so there's no reason to make a splash potion out of it. However, it is better than the tipped arrows because they do not deal the damage that the arrows do for the positive effects, meaning that they are not basically cancelled out. If I sound confusing at this point, it's probably because 90% of you aren't even going to see this part of the video. The average view duration on my channel is like a bit over 1 minute, and by this point on the video I think we've hit 10 minutes, so please forgive me for saying whatever I feel like at this point. But thank you to the people that have watched up to this point, and if you have watched up to this point, that must mean you're enjoying the video, so subscribe. Lingering potions. They're basically splash potions, except they have one difference which makes them more fun. So the next contestant on the poison show can be this husk. And if we throw the lingering potion of poison onto it, well, you can see the poison goes everywhere on the ground, and anything that steps into it will be poisoned. Unfortunately, I don't think this mob is affected by poison, because I keep trying to throw the potion at it and nothing is happening. And here we fall into the same trap that all the other types of potions have fallen into. And do I really have to repeat myself at this point? Why would you use a positive lingering potion? Just use a regular potion. Still, lingering potions are cooler because they have a cool particle effect. That's the only reason why they're higher than splash potions. They're literally so cool to use, and they are more fun as well. Pointed dripstone. This could have been a lot higher, but unfortunately, I don't see myself using it a lot. The only reason why it is this high is because I could see why people would actually use it. When you jump on it, you take damage. Obviously, I'm in creative mode and I'm not switching to survival. Otherwise, my netherite armor will get damaged. So when you jump on it, you take damage. Also, let's go back to this anvil tower over here. Let's spawn in a new creeper. Let's place a dripstone block up here. And let's drop the dripstone. And I don't actually know how to drop the dripstone in any other way than throwing a trident at it. That did not work. How do you drop dripstone in this game? Do you just break the block above it? And as you can see, the creeper died. So basically anvils, but better, because you can also take damage by jumping on them. And they can also be used in traps and stuff where you fall into a pit of dripstone and stuff. I'm sure people that do traps a lot would rank this a lot higher, but I'm just ranking it this high because of peer pressure. Redstone. Technically not for combat, but it can help you in combat. I guess you could make a dispenser spit arrows out at enemies and stuff. And if you watch my video on redstone, you would know how bad I was at it. So that's why it's ranking down here, even though people would rate this a lot higher. So I'm just going to blame it on peer pressure again. Crossbows. Basically, you have to load a crossbow up and then you can shoot. The problem I have with the crossbow is how long it takes to load it up. Also, I don't really like range weapons. I prefer melee weapons. But do you know why I put the crossbow up here? Well, it's fun, it's cool, and it's strong. Even if I'm very bad at it, I did not say that was a factor in the rankings. Plus, it also has unique enchantments like multi-shot, so that is helping it. Plus, if a pillager has a crossbow, then surely a crossbow can't be bad, right? probably put the mace too high, but at this point, I couldn't care less. So basically, using the mace is where you fall from a height. When you go up, then you drop down using the mace by attacking with it, and then you can kill the mob. And it's very strong. You can go up really high and use it. It has a very high skill ceiling, but part of me just doesn't like the mace. I don't know why. Maybe because I never get it in my survival worlds because I never make it that far. Maybe because there are better weapons. Maybe because it's not that fun to go high up and slam down on mobs. Maybe because it's very situational. At this point, there's millions of reasons and zero answers. TNT, a red cube which explodes. What more is there to say? It explodes less than beds and crystals and respawn anchors, which makes it more applicable in everyday life. Plus, it is very iconic. The lava bucket. What better way to appreciate the lava bucket than listening to the lava chicken song? Anyway, the lava bucket is a great weapon because it burns people. It's lava. You can place it down and watch them burn. It's very satisfying to put people on fire. Plus, it is great for keeping people confined in one space. The bow. I guess I can't put it any higher, but I guess I can't put it any lower either. I already said I hate ranged weapons. And it's a bow. It's a bow. It shoots arrows. It shoots arrows. It shoots arrows. And it's quicker than a crossbow. It's a ranged weapon. It's a ranged weapon. A bow is a ranged weapon. You can even shoot yourself with the bow. Do you guys think that I'm going insane? Well, probably. I've been spending all night trying to make this video. And have you enjoyed it? Well, by now 99.9% of you would have left. So who cares? First of all, I would like to say that in the 5 minutes between recording the last section and this section, I have cooled down a lot. I'd like to say how much I appreciate all of you for the comments left in my Forever World video. It's those kind messages that motivate me to keep going, and I can tell that all of you who commented watched the whole video. Anyway, next up we have the trident. First of all, it's a melee weapon, but it's also a ranged weapon. So I guess if I don't want to ever throw it, I can. But I can also just use it as a melee weapon. Also, there's some cool enchantments for it, so yeah. Yeah, there's one that lets you fly through the rain. I had fun using that once. Like, 5 years ago or something. Yeah, I think it was 5 years ago. Well, it's a trident. It's cool. It's a trident. You can throw it. Cobwebs. Look, the only reason why cobwebs are this high up is because I was playing a Skywars match recently, and I actually won it because I trapped someone in cobwebs. So that's why they got this high. Good job, cobwebs, you cheated the system. And I guess it is fun to trap people in them. I guess it is. The sword. No matter how much weapons Mojang adds, the sword will always be the classic. It will always be there for us. It will always deal damage. Even if all the other weapons give up on us and abandon us, the sword will always be there for us. Well, I've been kind of foreshadowing this one the whole time. So anyway, first of all we need to get on a horse. Then we can grab the weapon which gets second place, the spear. and the most recent addition to the weapon family. So basically, what would happen if, when this horse lets me tame it, because it keeps kicking me off it for some reason. Okay, I think we're finally getting somewhere with this horse. It's not kicking me off yet. Yep, I think I've tamed it. Alright, let's put a saddle on it, and let's get on it, and let's ride over. So basically, we're going to ride over to the hostile mobs over here, and what's cool about the spear is you can kind of joust with it. Not only does it have regular attacks with lots of range like this, but it also has long attacks like this, and although I don't know how it works, I'm sure the spear is cool. I mean, it is cool, it has long range and stuff. It scales with speed for the joust attack, I think. Yes, it does, and it has a charge up time. The spear is fun, the spear is strong, the spear is cool. What else could you ask for in a weapon? Well, it may not be the most powerful, or fun, or cool though. There's still one more weapon, and if you've used your powers of deduction, you already know what it is. The axe. There's nothing wrong with the axe. It deals a lot of damage to mobs, especially if you critical hit them. And it just feels so good to use. Like, it's slower than the sword, though that just plays to my, tempo in fighting more. I don't know why, I just like it. It's fun, it's strong, and it's cool. But more importantly, it's an axe, and an axe means an axe. And an axe means first place on this ranking. Well, if you disagree with me, let me know down below in the comments. But if you do decide to disagree with me, let me just point out that a stone axe deals more damage than a netherite sword. Anyway, subscribe and bye.